Dear friends, when a young Catholic man states that he's considering the possibility of being a priest, often someone might say to him, "Why would you want to be a priest? I mean, it means you won't have any sex, there's little to no money, and you're still going to have a boss. Why would you want to do that?" Well, today I'm here to give you the top 5 reasons that every young Catholic man should consider the possibility of a vocation to the priesthood. Starting with number 5. It's a very exciting life. There's a myth out there that the priesthood is boring, and nothing could be further from the truth. I was a priest as an associate pastor at a Southwest Side parish in Chicago that was trilingual, the director of liturgy at the cathedral downtown, the pastor of a bilingual parish in the inner city, and now I'm the rector of the college seminary in Chicago. And I guarantee you, priesthood is anything but boring. In the span of 1 week as a pastor, for example, I did everything from teach children and young adults and adults to preaching before 1,500 people every Sunday. I managed construction projects, dealt with financial reports, managing a $1.6 million budget. I was present at the beginning of life and baptism to the end of life and anointing the sick and burying the dead. I worked with gangbangers, made sure we had food to feed the poor in our food pantry. I worked with staff, I counseled people, and frankly, at the end of a week when I'd visit my parents, they asked me, "What did you do this week?" I had a hard time answering. Not because I did nothing, but frankly, I did so much I had a hard time summarizing. It's a very exciting life. Which leads me to reason number 4. Priesthood is the most multidimensional life you can live. A priest is a teacher, a preacher, a manager, a leader. He looks over facilities and budgets. He has to plan. He does so many things that requires all the skills he has and more. It's a multidimensional life. You're never tied to a desk. You're never doing just one thing. You're always using all your skills to bring Christ's light to your people and to the world. It's a multidimensional life that really is rather unique, which leads to reason number 3. It is the challenge of a lifetime. Every real man wants a challenge. Every real man wants a life full of meaning. He wants to do something significant with his life. For instance, in Gallup's poll at the end of the 20th century of the most admired Americans in this country, we found that the top 10 had among them 4 clergy and religious. Out of the top 10, 4 were clergy and religious. If you want to do something significant, be a priest. Priests bring the light of Christ to a world in darkness. Priests bring the good news of Jesus Christ to a world full of bad news, announcing everlasting life to a world full of death. If you want a challenge of lifetime, be a priest. Which leads to the second reason that a young man should consider the possibility of a vocation to the priesthood, and that is that being quote-unquote clergy is the happiest job you can have. In a 2011 Forbes online article, quoting research done in terms of job satisfaction, clergy rated number 1. That's right, number 1. It ain't the money, it ain't the hours, but it is the most satisfying. In fact, in a 2012 survey by Father Stephen Rossetti among Catholic clergy alone, the satisfaction rating or the happiness rating was 92%. Furthermore, if you look at, for example, some of the new research on what makes people happy, for example, by the father and son team, the Diners, they find that of the top 10 things that can make you happy in a day, the first thing is giving, helping others. Making money not important in your life was number 8. Sex wasn't even on the top 10. Those are fine things in life, and sex is a wonderful part of marriage. But if you're looking to be happy, look to give, look to love, look to give your life away in service. That's why you want to consider the possibility of a vocation to the priesthood. Which leads now to the first reason, the top reason why every young Catholic man should consider a vocation to the priesthood. And that's because God might be calling you. And if God is calling you, you want to answer that call. God is calling young men, that they might be united to his Son, Jesus Christ, the high priest. Jesus saves the world. We don't. But Jesus works in and through priests to accomplish it. When I became a priest, my father reminded me that my previous chosen career of computer engineering, while wonderful, in the end was something that didn't have the same effect. Every computer I would ever design would be obsolete, and obsolete very quickly. Doctors' patients eventually die anyway. But if you're a priest and you're faithful, you might say you are a soul doctor and your patients will live forever. If God is calling you, you want to answer that call. That is the first reason why every young Catholic man should consider a vocation to the priesthood, because you don't want to miss that call if God is calling you.